Good morning. Welcome to sunny but still bit cold Kuopio harbor. There is still a tiny bit of ice left on the lake, but the season is coming fast. If you ever seen my previous videos, you know that I was rebuilding an old fiberglass boat and I pretty much got that project done, so it's time to move on. So last year, about a year ago, a friend was selling a steel boat. I had to give a green light to that, so I sold my old boat and got the new one so that I can continue the project and continue the build. And this is also one that's gonna be needing a lot of things to be replaced, redone. So let's take a closer look of the new boat, what needs to be, giving like a rough estimate of what I've been planning to do on it, and what are the projects that's gonna come first and what are the future plans. So here it is. The boat's name is Olivia. At the moment, might change it in the future. It's a 1987 Nord Steel 34. It's about 10.5 meters long, 3.5 meters wide, and weighs about 10 tons. So it's a displacement trawler, so the cruising speed is between 6 and 7.5 knots, and flat out it's gonna go like 8.5 knots. So what I'm planning to do with this boat, so the paint job, it's all original, and that will be hopefully next year a project to sandblast the whole outside of the boat and repaint it. Also, as you can see, it doesn't have a bow thruster. That is also something that I want to install in the future, but since that is so expensive project that it will come at some point. And it's, as you can see, it's a single shaft drive without a stern thruster, which means that the maneuverability, especially going backwards, is basically unheard of. So you just put it in reverse and hope that it goes where you want it to go. So definitely installing a stern thruster at some point as well. Here is the swim platform. So yeah, on the outside I want to sandblast the whole outside hull and then repaint it. Also, for this spring, before I put the boat on the water, I need to replace these back windows. A couple of them are cracked, and also need to replace the seals. That will be a project. And there's also need to replace the stern light. That got broken last summer. On this side, yeah, as you can see from here, like the paint is pretty rough also at the bottom. So that is definitely something that needs to be replaced, and thankfully this is a strong steel hull, so even though it looks rough on the surface, it's in really good condition. The frame itself, so no need to worry about that. But yeah, let's hop up on the deck and I will show you how it looks up there and how it looks on the inside. So here we are on the top deck, and like here you can definitely see like there is some surface rust and a lot of chips on the paint job, so that is definitely something that needs addressing in the future. Also, like all the window seals, when I do the sandblasting, I will replace all of those. Should replace the hatches as well, maybe at some point. Then if we walk to the side, there is the back deck, and there is another steering station here. I have a solar panel there, and the mast. I've been also planning to maybe at some point replace the mast and build a hard top at the back deck and put the solar panels on top of that, so the visibility would be like now if I'm standing on the driving position, the mast is straight in the middle of the eyesight, so that's been bothering a little bit, but that is also something that maybe in the future at some point need to prioritize. And yeah, like one of the nav lights broke last summer, so I have already the replacement coming. So let's then jump in. Like inside here, let me see if I can adjust the zoom. The floor I already replaced in the wheelhouse and also the table. But the table is something that is just a temporary. I will switch it to a way more nicer one. Also, like all the surfaces in here, everything at some point need to be sanded and oiled or painted or varnished. I will rebuild the console in here. I will put like a new panel in here which gonna hold like the iPad for navigation, and it's gonna hold the battery monitoring systems. I'm gonna replace all these fuse panels with a new one that's gonna go inside here, and then it's gonna have new switches, and also rebuild the upper console. There is like some old radio that doesn't not even in use. Need to replace the speakers and stuff like that. And then if we go to forward, here is the galley and the forward sleeping area. Okay, let's do it this way, that here is the forward bed. You can comfortably sleep 2 adults there. Also, this gonna need new upholstering for the fabrics. It's the original one. New mattresses, and also all the wood parts in here need sanding and varnishing. Need to replace the liner on the walls, and also like inside I will replace at some point all of these windows, all the seals. Need to redo the upholstery in the walls here, and the galley section I want to put the gas burner inside the surface so it's on level. I'm gonna redo the sink and maybe put like a microwave in here or something like that. Then on this side I need to get rid of that TV. Never used it, never will. So my plan here is to replace the sofa, get rid of the table, and build like a U-type or U-sized kitchen island there. Or, you know, it's not an island but a kitchenette to increase the size of the storage, more work surfaces, because last summer realized that that sofa is like something we never use it. So can make the space more usable. And here you can also see there is radiator there. So this boat has a central heating in all spaces, and it also has insulated hull. So we can even use this when it's like 0 degrees outside. It's nice and cozy and warm in here. Underneath there is the engine room, but we're gonna take a look at that and some later video when I'm doing like service and other stuff in the engine room. And we can go to the back. Here we have the head, and this will be my first project. And I already, when I bought the boat, it had some this bio, some kind of toilet that didn't have a holding tank at all. So I replaced it with an electric flushing toilet. And I also installed a holding tank under the back cabin bed. So it has a 130-liter holding tank. And like, yeah, these two windows I need to replace. This head window I need to replace and rebuild the whole, like remove all the panels and do the ceiling, paneling, new surface, new sink. And then there is also, if I turn around, there is also a closet in here that will house in the future all the like the inverter distribution panels and stuff like that. So yeah, that's a quick overview of how the boat looks at the moment. It's a bit messy because it's still in the winter storage, and hopefully in the like, let's say, next 3 to 4 weeks I can put it on the water. I need to get the windows replaced because that is something that I cannot do when the boat is on the water, and I need to get some of the toilet plumbing done before I put the boat on the water, and then when it's on the water I will do the paneling, the cabinetry and all of that stuff. And then other project for this summer will be replacing most of the wiring, replacing the batteries, new battery management system, and all of the electrical work. Get all of that done, and then depends on money and time on what else I will tackle this summer. Yeah, if you have anything that you wanna have like a deeper dive, something more you wanna know about the boat. So it's a 1987 North Steel. There is 8 of these boats built in Finland. It's a Dutch design. And yeah, displacement hull with the cruising speed between 6 and 7 knots usually is the most economical. It has a 400-liter fuel tanks, and it's run by a single Volvo Penta TAMD 40D, if I remember it correctly. It's a 167 horsepower engine, and it gives this a fuel burn of between 6 and 7 liters in an hour, depending on the speed. Alright, on the next video I will start to tear down the head.